Welcome YouTube friends and family to today's cooking edition of the Wellness Homesteader. So I get a lot of requests from you all to do gluten-free recipes, refined sugar free recipes, dairy-free, sometimes vegan. So I wanted to bring you a couple recipes this morning that I like to make once the weather gets a little bit warmer and I'm outside in the garden and doing chores and maybe don't have time to stop yet for a meal, so I need a little something to tide me over. So pardon me, we're actually going to make two things today. We are going to make pecan pie energy bites, and we are going to make some peanut butter protein balls. Actually, I'm going to use almond butter, but you could use peanut butter as well. So let's get into it. First thing I'm going to do is I just have a cookie sheet here with a Silpat. I am going to measure out a cup of pecan halves, kind of generous. And the nice thing about this recipe is you don't have to be exact. So this recipe is actually vegan. It is dairy-free, it is gluten-free, and it is table sugar-free. So to this, I am going to add about a third of a cup of oats. Let me get the proper measuring cup here. And you do need to use quick oats. I've not made this with whole oats. And what I can tell you is if you don't have quick oats, you can take whole oats and chop them up a little bit in a food processor. All right. Simple, easy peasy, right? The next thing you need to do is take this mixture over to your oven. Now, you can certainly do this without toasting your pecans and oats, but I'm here to tell you it does taste much better. The flavors are much better. So I'm preheating my oven to 350. I'm going to drop them into the oven for 10 minutes until they're lightly toasted, and I'll bring you back then. While you're waiting on your oats and pecans to toast up, the next ingredient you're going to need is a generous cup of medjool dates. So these are natural delights raised on sunshine. They're vegan, raw, gluten-free, no added sugar, good source of fiber, non-GMO. They're not considered organic. So let me share with y'all. The date will have a little stem on the end that's super easy to pull off. You definitely want to do that. And unless you're getting pitted dates, you're going to have a pit in the middle. You definitely want to open that up. Make sure you get it all out. And I'm just going to drop these into a measuring cup. Sometimes you'll get a date that doesn't have the little doohinky on the end. But always check for that because that is just super hard. And this is what the date looks like on the inside. And I'm telling you, dates are a great natural sweetener and actually packed full of different vitamins that are good for us as well. Let me see if this package says. It does have 2% of your iron, 6% of your potassium, 30% of your calcium in just 2 to 3 dates. I'm just going to keep on prepping here. So a little update on Ohio weather. Wait 24 hours, it'll change. It was so chilly, y'all, yesterday. It was miserable. I just absolutely did not like it. It was misty. It was high in the low 50s. And I am getting very anxious to plant in the garden. So it's been hard for me to be patient. However, I will share that I have planted too early in years past and suffered the consequences of either killed plants from a frost or just stunted plants, we'll say. So let's try to get this out here, guys. I guess I can't do two things at once. My seedlings are ready. I mean, they are totally ready. If it weren't for the fact that I will be able to plant them on Monday. Today is Thursday. Y'all, I am trying to get ahead, but then I get ahead and I'm like, oh, I don't need a video today. Oh, goodness me. The perils of being a YouTuber. And I love doing videos, don't get me wrong. I just have a lot of life things going on. Seems like a lot of responsibilities still with my mom. For those of you who continue your prayers for my mother, I greatly appreciate it. She's recovering nicely from her back fracture, her crushed third lumbar vertebrae. I don't take her until the end of June for an x-ray because seniors heal very slowly. I suspect that due to my mom's very poor diet, she's probably not healing like, oh my word, you're healing so well, right? I kind of doubt that. And y'all, I'm just going to use this whole package. It's 8 ounces. You want a generous cup of dates, you know, compressed, but also heaping. So I try to visit my mom on the regular. Even though they have housekeeping, my mom is extremely messy, just saying. So I like to go clean her room and disinfect it on the regular. Plus I like to just go visit. And certain laundry items I also like to do. You think this knife is overkill for a date? I think it might be. Okay. I know I pushed that down in there. Or I thought I did, maybe not. Okay, so I'm going to call that a heaping compressed cup. We have those ready. The other items that you're going to need is some maple syrup, some vanilla extract. Get in my incredible spice rack and some salt. So I'm going to gather those final ingredients while we wait on the oats and the nuts to toast up. Then I'm going to bring you back. So go ahead and get out your food processor and we can make these together. This recipe is so easy. You're going to be just like I was. How did I not know of this before? So I have placed our toasted pecans and oatmeal into the food processor. I am going to add the dates. And you do really need a food processor for this, y'all. So I'm just going to kind of distribute them around. And to that, I am going to add some cinnamon. And you can just do this to taste. I like cinnamon. And I'm just using the Great Value Organic Cinnamon. And I forgot my salt. So salt will really help to balance out the sweetness. So that's probably half a teaspoon of salt because of course my pecans were not salted. I'm gonna add about a teaspoon of vanilla. And then you want about a tablespoon of maple syrup. And I'm using the Maple Grove Farms. This is non-GMO. I believe I got this from Aldi. So I'm just going to go once around. Call that a tablespoon. Let's put on the cover. And okay, well that's a blooper. I meant to just pulse it, and that would be the pulse button. This thing is so powerful. So what you're looking for is to get those dates and pecans in small pieces. It will not come together as a ball. You don't want it to yet. Y'all, it smells so, so good. So let me show you here what we have. A beautiful mixture. And what you want to do is check to see, will it form a ball like this? And yes, indeed it does. If it doesn't, you could add more maple syrup. You could add a little bit of water. Either way, grab a washcloth here. Now, so that they are even in size, I am going to use a little scoop, you know, like a cookie making scoop, to get this, you know, same amount. And then I like to roll them into balls. You could press this into a pan and cut it into little bites. Is that sticky enough? Yeah, that's sticky enough. And here's what they look like. And I'm just putting them into a container, and I am going to put wax paper between the layers so that it doesn't stick. You can use a spoon. You don't have to use a scoop. I just was hoping to get them, you know, pretty uniform in size for sure. These are great to grab when you're just ready to eat your own arm off. That's what I always say, because when I get hungry, guys, I get hungry and I need food right now. So let me just make a couple more. I'll show you what they look like. I'll clear up this mess and we'll get to making our second high protein, good for you treat. So here you have our pecan energy bites, pecan pie energy bites. And I will do a taste test at the end, so stay tuned. Y'all, this made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 3 is 15 of the pecan pie. I always want to call them protein bites. They're energy bites, that's what they are. Let me tell you, I might have licked the bowl. It is so amazing. If you toast those pecans and oats, it makes a huge difference, and you swear you are having a bite of pecan pie filling. It is so good. You really want to give these a try. Easy cleanup. So let's move on to the second item. Now I will share, this is not Kim Clark's original recipe. So this is actually a recipe that came from Lady Boss Lean. I am not affiliated in any way with this company. What I can tell you is I have used her products, which are pricey. What isn't? In my opinion, they are the best tasting, the best absorbed, and the best for you. That's just my opinion. Y'all can try it out for yourself. I can drop a link in the description box. You can buy this on Amazon. Be forewarned, it is pricey. So this is premium protein for women, but guys, you can eat it too. All-in-one nutritional shake, and it's in vanilla cake. I'm not a chocolate fan. It does come in other flavors. Now, it is soy-free, BGH-free, low-sugar, gluten-free, grass-fed whey. So it is beef protein, so to speak. Advanced formula, professional grade, enhanced absorption, great source of fiber, non-GMO protein source, no artificial sweeteners, digestive enzymes, and 1 scoop of this contains only 100 calories, wait for it, and 17 grams of protein. So in this recipe, we are going to be putting 37 grams of protein, plus the protein in the oats, plus the protein in the nut butter of your choice. So these indeed are very high protein. So one of the reasons I wanted to bring you this is one of my mom's favorites. We're coming up on Mother's Day this weekend. Y'all, I got my mom the cutest pajamas for Mother's Day. Shh, don't tell her. My mom does like kind of modern stuff. Pink is her favorite color, so I'll have to share those at the end. Okay, let's get making this. I can get so off topic. So the first thing you're going to need to do is measure out a cup of oats. So what I started to tell you before I got terminally off topic, oh my word, I'm not getting on, was this is a great snack if you have picky kids who you're worried about their nutritional status. Seniors like it because it is admittedly sweet. Now I'm going to change up one ingredient from the original recipe so it's not quite as sweet, because I prefer it not as sweet. Anyway, we've put our cup of oats, and the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add 2 scoops of the Lady Boss protein powder. I just brought the bag in so I could read all the things about it. Ugh, y'all, it smells just like birthday cake. You don't like birthday cake? What? Wait, what? Just teasing. I actually like the cake, not the icing so much. Okay, so there's our 2 scoops of protein powder. Now, it actually calls for half a cup of peanut butter. What I'm going to use today, and please excuse the knife in it because I microwave and stirred it, is no sugar or salt added creamy almond butter. It's a little more savory because, as I said, as much as I like my sweets, okay, abracadabra. Okay, there we were. Okay, that would be enough for like 4 sprays. That's what your finger's for, right? I'm sure you know this trick. Spray your measuring cups with some kind of cooking spray. Okay, where did I put my spatula? Okay, I must have washed it and put it away. Yeah. It's bright red. How can I? Oh. Okay, right here it is. So I'm going to use almond butter. You can use cashew butter. You could use nut butter of your choice. So let me just measure that part out. And a lot of the natural butters, some of them are no stir, but this particular almond butter is a stir, so that's why I microwaved it for like 30 seconds because the jar's almost empty, to get it all over the place, all kind of incorporated back together so that the oil wasn't so separate. So let's add our half cup of almond butter or peanut butter or cashew butter, or there is something called sun butter if your children have nut allergies. With the issue going on, I'll just say with the supply chain and what's going on overseas, and the U.S. not being the #1 producer of sunflower, not sure what availability is going to be. I'm going to have to wash that jar, just saying. Okay. Now I am going to add just a little bit of my organic vanilla extract powder that I purchased from Azure, simply because I've been using it in a lot of different things and it is so fabulous. All right, and the last thing is 1/3 cup of honey. Just let me get this open, and wow, okay. Have to tell you guys, I do not like the way this sprays. I just sprayed the wall. But it's all good. Yeah, it comes out in like a stream. Okay, it would be fine for a pan, like if you could heat it up and mush it around, but yeah. Okay, back to the measuring here. So I have this on too much. Let's put it to 1/3 cup. And this is an OXO. Try to leave a link in the description box to this as well. This thing is fabulous. It is a dry or wet measurement depending on which scale you use. So let's put our honey in. Now, a lot of people want to make these kind of taste like greasy peanut butter cups, which I think would be a big kid pleaser. So they will put carob powder or cocoa powder in it. For my mom, I put, generally, she's getting plain peanut butter this time, I will put carob powder as well as some mini chocolate chips, because the goal with my mom, besides nutrition, is getting our calories up for healing. So I don't have any mini chocolate chips. I do have cocoa powder, but she's getting plain peanut butter this time. Something a little different. If you have trouble mixing it, one thing I can tell you that makes this so much easier is nuke it for a minute, just not a minute, like for like 15 seconds to kind of loosen up that honey and your nut butter. Does make a difference, but you want to get it really well combined. Oh, it smells so good. Like I could eat this with a spoon, just saying. All right, we're getting there. That was a fresh jar of local honey. Raw, unfiltered is my preference. And that really does help, in my opinion, with having seasonal allergies. Okay, so this is pretty much what it's gonna look like. Make sure I've got everything mixed well. And you can use the scoop again if you want them super uniform. And being an overachiever, maybe I'll try the scoop. I've never done the scoop before. Let's see. Oh yeah, that does make it easier. Some people also roll these in coconut. You are going to have to add a little bit more moisture to get the coconut to stick, but there you have it. Now, I can understand if your kids are like, yeah, those look beige. I would say go ahead and add the cocoa powder in it. It also cuts the sweetness back just a little bit, but I'm not a fan of chocolate, y'all. I know, right? So I would much rather just have the almond butter. So let me finish rolling these out. I will bring you back for a taste test. Then I'm going to share a couple updates on what's coming up on the channel that you don't want to miss. Stay tuned. For those of you who always ask, what does my shirt say? It says y'all today. I'm wearing summer hopeful shirt with the flannel on it because, guys, it's still chilly. Oh, my word. Anyway, let's look at these beautiful pecan pie energy bites and my peanut butter protein balls. And actually mine are almond butter. So I'm going to try the almond butter one first because it's a little more subtle of a flavor. So let's give it a taste test. You'd think I would learn after almost 2 years on YouTube to take a smaller bite. Y'all, so good. If you are an Azure Standard customer, try the organic vanilla extract powder. It kicks it up a notch for sure. The almond butter makes it definitely more savory. I would even be happy with a little dash of salt to kind of offset the sweetness, but they are absolutely delicious. They may not be sweet enough for my mom. Maybe I can roll them in some chopped up chocolate chips or dip them in melted chocolate. Now these, these I'm gonna have to stay out of it. And oh, by the way, 3, 6, 9, 12. Each made 15 of the bites in the little scooper I was using. That looked like a cat hair. Oh, it is a cat hair. Imagine that. All right. These are my favorite. Definitely toast your pecans and oats. I've done it both ways. I've done it the lazy way. It directly impacts your flavor and definitely enhances it. Now I need a little sip. So as promised, let me show you a couple things. So remember, don't tell my mama. So I will leave a link to these in the description box. My mom likes to still wear long sleeves and long pants for sleeping attire. And so these are kind of like a pair of sweats, but are they cute or what? And I'm going to butcher this name. I'll tell you, they're Eco Hour. I don't know. Every year for Christmas, I buy my mom and I matching pajamas. And I happened upon this brand because my mom needs an extra small. You've all seen that my mom's isn't as big as a minute. And an extra small will fit her and fit her well. So these have the elastic waist pants with the elastic around the bottom, so I don't have to worry about the pants being too long and her tripping over it. So I thought this would be fun for summer, even though they're not super duper heavy. Show you here. Does anybody else have trouble with these zipper things? Like I totally do. Oh my gosh, maybe I won't show you. as the zipper appears to be. All right, so just take my word for it. They're a medium weight, so they would be appropriate for summer. So I'll drop a link to these as well in case you want to look them up for a last-minute Mother's Day gift from Amazon. They were about $39.99 is what I paid. And then my son, bless his heart, sent me a very exciting Mother's Day gift early. So this is the sous vide immersion circulator. So if you've never sous vide anything, basically you put it in a sealed bag. So let's just take salmon, and you cook it slowly at a very low temp, and you can put marinade in your vacuum sealed pack. Greatly enhances the flavor of any marinade, but also changes the texture of the meat, vegetables, whatever you're cooking. So very, very popular. I don't have cable, but I used to be a Food Network addict, and they always had a sous vide. So this is what it looks like, and it's waterproof, has cooking status indicators, easy clip, secures to any cooking pot. So I think this is made by Instant Pot. I will leave a link to this in the description box below as well, because this did come from Amazon. So stay tuned, because I do want to share some cooking recipes with you. So as promised, stay tuned for, I have not forgotten y'all on a whole bunch of things. The Soaping 101, the soap sale. I have to wait for my soap to cure. And also I will have goat's milk lotions, as well as some shower gels for sale. And I think I'm gonna throw in some of my craft kits. And y'all have asked, like, how will I know? Trust me, I'll tell you 15 times, because yeah, that's how I roll. Several of you have asked if I'm going to share anything about what I learned out of the Foxfire series, and the answer to that is absolutely. I cannot wait to share some items with you. Might not be everybody's cup of tea. One of the things about my channel, I think that makes it unique, is I talk about a lot of different things, and I do a lot of different things. So if today's video isn't your bag of tricks, the next one likely will be. I want to put a question out to you all, so please drop me a comment. A lot of channels have been doing like the top fill in the blank number, 5, 10, 12 pantry items that I find the most useful. Now, would not say y'all have to have this, or, you know, the zombie apocalypse is going to get you. I just wondered if that would be helpful to you, because I have some real core things that I have found make a big difference if I keep them both in my short-term pantry in here, as well as in my long-term pantry. So drop me a comment. Would you like to hear my top pantry items and why? And then you can make your own decision on whether that is the same for you. Y'all, I have a really fun sewing project coming up. Someone, and I can't tell you the name, someone has asked that I show how I thread my machine. And, you know, just some information basically about sewing basics, which I could include. But I will be sewing some curtains for my kitchen. I got the coolest vintage fabric ever. And in spite of the fact that's not what I bought originally for my kitchen curtains, I am going to make them because they are so stinking cute. Y'all are going to love it. All right. Also, I was searching for a freeze dryer cookbook. What I ended up buying is a book called, and I can drop it below, Meals in a Jar. Now, the reviews on it were very mixed, and the reason is because this is a company that has produced it that does freeze dry it, and I think it's called Honeyville. But y'all, if you have a freeze dryer, you can freeze dry the ingredients and then build your meal in a jar. But I also looked at several books that were like freeze dryer logs. And that is something I've been terribly remiss in, like, how long does something take? Did I pre-freeze it? Did I not? Etc. Because historically, then you can go back. Case in point, yesterday I did a big freeze dryer of farm eggs, a big one. Like, I filled it fuller than I've ever filled it. And I was like, oh, well, the last batch only took 23 hours. Y'all, it took 32 hours. and I was like standing by the freeze dryer fussing because I wanted to go to bed. But I got it done, and I got them vacuum sealed. So let me know. I don't know how many of you have a freeze dryer. Maybe I could tack it on to the end of another video. If I make a freeze dryer log or suggest what you might put on a freeze dryer log is that of interest, again, drop that comment. I will be planting my garden starting on Monday. So this video is being filmed on Thursday. It'll go up Saturday. Yeah, I'm not ahead, y'all. Not ahead at all. Because I get ahead and then I'm like, woo, I'm ahead. So I'm not going to film a video. I will be sharing a lot of my garden planning and what I'm going to be doing differently. Now, you all know how to dig a hole with a spade and put something in the ground. But I've been doing some research about how to best make your plants grow successfully. I'm also going to be using a planting square, which I will share with you at that video. So I will be planting potatoes for the first time ever in some grow bags. So I have a lot coming up and some flowers as well. And then finally, if you did not stay to the end of the last video, you missed it. I will be getting chickens. I am so excited. Y'all, I have like ate, slept, lived, breathed chicken knowledge. Like I'm reading everything that I can. So I can't give you an exact day. I have purchased a chicken coop kit. It's quite large. Y'all, we do have raccoons here. I want to keep my girls safe from predators. I do see, you know, hawks on occasion. So I purchased a very nice coop that might be a little larger than what I need for 3 or 4 hens. Still don't know whether I'll get 3 or 4. If I know me, I'll be like, I need them all. But chickens don't live forever. And I may decide to up my flock size as time goes on, as I get more accustomed to caring for chickens. So I will be sharing the chicken coop build with you. Now, every time I look on the delivery, first it was the 11th, then, wait, no, the 18th, I think, then it moved to the 10th, now it's back to the 9th, then it was today, now it's back to the 9th. I flip coin, don't know when it's coming. The boxes that contain the building materials weigh 570 pounds. And y'all know I'm pretty stout. You know, I'm not a small, thin girl, so I can muscle and do a lot of things, and I consider myself to have moderate building skills, so I'm not terribly worried about the difficulty level. What I'm worried about is the fact that the roof that is over the roosting area that they go into at night and the laying boxes, the nesting boxes, is 84 inches tall, which let me just say is way taller than I am. So I am not sure about lifting that roof up. So my son, who hates to be filmed, has agreed that if I can't do it by myself, he will come and help me. So I did ask, a lot of times my yard guys will do chores like that for extra money on the side. You know, it helps them out. So I've asked them, got no response, which means probably not. So I'm gonna start trying to build it myself, and I will bring you along on that journey. I am just so excited. I need to get the coop in place safely, and then I will be getting my girls. So that will be coming up. I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and I want to ask you a big favor. Y'all, I put a lot into my videos, and I'm not criticizing any other channel, but I try not to make my videos just entertainment. I try to be entertaining, but I try to leave you with maybe a nugget of information that might be helpful, because to me, being the wellness homesteader, it's not just about homesteading, it's about a wellness lifestyle, healthy treats, getting exercise in the outdoors. You know, I do so many different things on my channel, and I really do put a lot of thought in it. I always have a list going. And when I think of something or someone suggests something, I put time and effort into research. What I can say is that is not reflected in my number of subscribers. So this morning I have 2,845 subscribers. In August 1, it will be 2 years that I've been doing YouTube. Now, I don't have fancy music and video effects, and I could do better with that. That's one of my goals for this year. But sometimes I feel like I'm missing something that is keeping my channel from growing. I would so appreciate it. If you're watching this and you are not subscribed, would you please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, ring the bell to be notified of all the new videos. I not only post Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday videos, usually up at 4 a.m. I also do a lot of community tab comments, so I try to, try to keep y'all engaged and, you know, have something interesting to look at when you go to your YouTube feed. If you haven't already, also, could you go ahead and smash that like button? Don't forget to drop me a comment below. If there's something I didn't mention that you would like to see in the near future, please, please, please drop that as well. And of course, this summer, we are going to be doing all sorts of things. We'll be canning, we'll be freeze drying, we'll be preserving, we'll continue to build the pantry. Y'all, one thing I'd like to leave you with, you know that I'm not an alarmist, but I want to tell you, even if you don't consider yourself a prepper, if you don't have a freeze dryer, if you don't have a lot of space, please put some extra food for yourself, your family, your tribe on the shelf. Things have not improved, and everyone can see that. You know, the president released all those barrels of oil out of the reserve, and we saw a little dip in gas prices. Hey, y'all, I live in a podunk little town, and it's $4.09 everywhere here for regular gas. It has actually given me pause about making sure I do coordinate all of the times that I go out in the car, and I get about 30 miles to the gallon, but I have to be mindful of that because that is an expense that's not being compensated on my Social Security check. When I was purchasing thankfully I had the pecans from Christmas, but when I was getting the medjool dates, I was like, how is it $5 for a cup of dates? Everything is going up, and I don't mean pennies. I had an occasion to be in the next town where I shop 3 times in 1 week. So yes, I went to Walmart 3 times in 1 week to pick up a little of this, a little of that, to look for sales. I do that as well to see if there were any good produce items. No. I wanted to freeze dry some avocados. Y'all, avocados were $1.29 each for one little avocado. Like, I'm not even having avocado toast because there are other things I like just as well. So if you can grow a garden, it's not too late, y'all. Head to the Lawn and Garden Center, your local nursery, get yourself some plants, even if you're going to do some container gardening. I do raised bed gardening. My garden isn't humongous, but it will provide a lot of food to help supplement those rising prices in the grocery store. So don't forget, y'all, please stock up. Please stock up. All right. I will see you all on Tuesday, hopefully with a garden video. I'll be doing the no rain dance. It's not supposed to rain, so I'm super excited about that because we've had a lot of rain. We've had our April showers in May here in Ohio. But at any rate, until I see you again, be well, be healthy, be blessed. Take care. See you on Tuesday.